Mira never asked questions. Her job was simple: seduce, gain trust, and kill. It had always been easy, because she didn't care. No family, no past, just money. Cold, hard cash that kept her alive. So when her boss handed her a file with Kieran Blackwood's name, she didn't hesitate. The mission? Get close to Kieran. Make him fall. And when he was at his weakest, end him. Easy. Except nothing about Kieran Blackwood was easy. The club was suffocating, dark, loud, filled with the scent of whiskey and sweat. But he was the only one she saw. Kieran Blackwood. He sat in the VIP section, draped in power, his black shirt unbuttoned just enough to tease at a sculpted chest. His fingers held a glass of whiskey, but his eyes were on her. Myra's pulse kicked up as she walked toward him, every step slow, deliberate. She could feel his gaze devouring her. By the time she reached him, he was already leaning back in his seat, lips curling into an amused smirk. "You've been watching me all night," he murmured. "I hope you weren't expecting me to come to you." Mira tilted her head, letting her hair fall over one shoulder. "I like making men work for it." Kieran chuckled. "And here I thought you came to surrender." She placed a hand on his chest, feeling the slow, steady rhythm of his heart. Steady, but deep. Like a man completely in control. But Mira knew better. Every man had a weakness. "I don't surrender," she whispered, trailing her fingers down the buttons of his shirt. "I conquer." Kieran caught her wrist before she could go lower, his grip firm but teasing. His dark eyes burned with something dangerous. "You don't look like a conqueror, sweetheart." He pulled her onto his lap, fingers gripping her waist, his breath warm against her skin. "You look like something that needs to be owned." Myra's breath hitched. He was supposed to be the one falling for her. So why the hell did she feel like she was the one losing control? Weeks passed, and Mira became a fixture in Kieran's life. She spent nights in his bed, whispered fake promises into his ear, and let him think he was the one consuming her. But something was wrong. He never let his guard down. Never gave her the opening she needed. It was as if he was waiting for something. Then one night, she got her chance. Kieran had just come from a fight, his jaw bruised, his knuckles bloody. He sat on the edge of the bed, exhausted. Vulnerable. She reached for the knife hidden beneath the mattress. But the moment she lifted it, a hand closed around her wrist. Mira gasped as Kieran's grip tightened, his eyes cold, unrecognizable. "You really thought I didn't know?" His voice was eerily calm. Panic rushed through her. He pulled the knife from her grip and tossed it aside like it was nothing. Then he shoved her back against the bed, his body caging hers in. "Tell me, sweetheart," he murmured, voice rough. "Did you ever plan on actually loving me? Or was this just another job?" Her heart pounded. "Kieran. Don't lie." His fingers traced the side of her face, deceptively gentle. "I'll know." For the first time in her life, Mira felt afraid. Because she had played with fire, and now she was burning. Kieran didn't kill her. Instead, he took her. Not just her freedom, her entire life. He dragged her out of that city, away from the people who had owned her for years. And when she woke up, she was in a mansion, deep in the woods, far from anything familiar. "You belong to me now," he said simply. Mira scoffed, even as fear curled in her stomach. "You're insane." Kieran's lips quirked. "Maybe." He tilted her chin up, forcing her to look at him. "But let's get one thing straight, sweetheart. No one owns you anymore." His voice dropped. "Not your boss. Not your past. Not even you. Just me." Days turned to weeks. Mira hated him. She hated the way he watched her like she was the only thing that mattered. Hated the way he touched her like he was memorizing every inch. Hated the way her heart betrayed her every time he pulled her into his arms. "You were supposed to die," she spat one night, pushing against his chest. He smirked. "And yet, here we are." She wanted to scream. To hurt him. To remind herself that he was the villain in this story. But then he kissed her. And she kissed him back. Because somewhere between the lies and the hate, he had become real. Until her boss found her. The man who had raised her, trained her, controlled her entire life, he had come to take her back. Mira was dragged into the waiting car, her boss gripping her arm tightly. "You're done playing house," he growled. "You belong to me." Her body trembled, but her voice was steel. "I don't belong to anyone." The car door slammed shut. The engine roared to life. But then, gunshots. Tires screeched. The car swerved. And then the door was yanked open, and Kieran was there. He was drenched in blood, his jaw clenched, his eyes wild with fury. He didn't say a word. He just took her. He ripped her out of the car, out of that life, and into his arms. Her boss shouted, but Kieran didn't hesitate. He raised his gun, and ended it. Mira gasped, staring at the body on the ground. She should have felt relief. Instead, she felt Kieran's arms tighten around her. "You're mine," he growled, voice shaking. "No one touches what's mine." She should have run. Should have screamed. But as she looked into his eyes, she knew she was already his. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe.